What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is the TheFlyYoungGentleman here, and I'm bringing you another Dying Light video. Now, today I want to talk a little bit about some tips for surviving the night. Now, the nighttime in Dying Light, as you all know, it's a little bit scary, especially when you're alone. And what happens is enemies become a lot more crazy and vicious, and you get some new enemies that are also going to fuck your day up. So, what are some tips, right? What are some little tricks to get you into being, not afraid of the night and be able to, go out there with confidence and do whatever the hell you need to do at night? Well, the first tip I have, and you might laugh at this, but don't be afraid. Really, don't be afraid. Do not, worry about volatiles. Don't worry about anything like that. They're not that scary of enemies. If you're good at parkouring, you can outrun them, and it's really easy to do. Especially when we'll talk a little bit about some gear you can use. You'll become unstoppable when it comes towards volatiles. They're not going to be able to touch you. Now, it really, the only thing you need to do is learn what the volatiles can do, right? You need to go out there, you need to learn what they can do and exactly how they jump on you, or why they jump on you, Look for some hotspots. Maybe there's some hotspots that volatiles come from and things like that. Learn about the enemy, get some intel on it, and you'll soon realize that they're really not that scary. Now, certain gear that I find useful, right? Certain gear that I use that is almost guaranteed to help me survive against volatiles. One of the nastiest, and I'm talking the nastiest things to use on volatiles, is not even something you use against them. It's something you use to escape, and that is the grappling hook. Now, once you unlock the grappling hook, you are going to be able to fly. I'm talking fly to safe zones on roofs. You're going to be able to fly between building to building. You'll be out of there, and you'll be a mile from that volatile before it even, fucking saw you. It's crazy. You'll be out of there so quick. You don't even need to worry if you're about to get jumped by some volatiles. It is just very easy, and it's a very useful tool. Seriously. Now, if you're a co-op player or even a single-player player, the UV flares or flares are very strong. Don't let them, seem weak to you because they're not, something that you can point at the volatiles. They're just a one-time place in an area thing. Let me give you an example of something that's very strong. The other day, a buddy of mine went down in the dark. He went down in the dark, and there was at least 5-6 volatiles on him. It was crazy. Now, I was like, shit, how am I going to get him? My first thought was, wait a minute, flares distract them. So what you do is you make a portable base with flares. What you do is throw a flare directly on your buddy and then equip a UV flashlight. That way you can kind of move him around, get him out of your way, run to the UV flare, which is on your buddy, and revive him in safety, because the volatiles will not come after you while you're in that UV flare, the little radius it makes of UV light. So make sure you take advantage of UV flares. They're a very, very useful tool, to help you, revive down teammates or even make temporary safe zones if you do not have anywhere to run. They're very good. Also, another tip I noticed about nighttime, try not to use guns as much as you can. Even during the day, they're not that great. Only use them if you really need them. But at nighttime, try not to use them against volatiles. You will attract virals very quickly, and you will just make a shit ton of noise, get all the aggro on you. It's going to be a bad day for you. It's going to be a bad day, and then some. Honestly, it's going to be a bad day if you need to use a gun. But that's not saying, if you're cornered by 3 of them, don't pull out your double barrel. I'm telling you that don't use them just to fuck around. Don't use them to kill that one volatile that isn't really that much of a threat, because you'll end up finding out that you're going to get jumped by 10 virals and a couple volatiles, and you're going to get destroyed, and you're going to, waste ammo, and it's dumb. Just don't do it, in my opinion, right? And the third tip is going to sound a little bit counterintuitive in the beginning, but I want you to bear with me here. Only be stealthy when there's a hotspot, right? Only be stealthy when there's a bunch of infected that you cannot get around. And the reason I say that, even though you think you would want to be stealthy at night, is that once you get a little bit good at parkouring, there's nothing you cannot outrun. And I say that And I say that with a lot of confidence. There's nothing you can outrun. The thing is that you have a better chance of surviving a lot of the encounters by literally running and jumping over a volatile's head than you do trying to sneak around them. And the reason I say this is purely because you can run so fast and get up so high that you're going to be able to outrun them before the search timer is like even beginning. I mean, it's so crazy how fast you can move. And like I said earlier with the grappling hook, it's a nasty tool to use at night. Honestly, I don't even run my UV flashlight anymore. I just run UV flares and a grappling hook. You know, whenever I need to use the UV flares to revive a friend, I keep those, you know, really close. And then I use my grappling hook if we're trying to run to a certain objective at nighttime. Also, another tip for getting airdrops at night. Don't be afraid of getting the airdrops at night. They're covered in UV flares. There's no volatiles that will be coming to you if you go to an airdrop at night. Because the airdrops are covered in UV flares, you don't even have to put them there. They spawn with the airdrop. So it's very cool. Make sure you guys are not afraid to get them at night. And probably, if you don't have the weapons, it's definitely better to get it at night, because Rises guys can be a little bit tough to fight until you get some really high damage weapons. Now, all these tips are things I've learned, right? All these tips are things I've learned by not being afraid of the night, by going out there and saying, fuck it, you know? And that's really the best way to do it, honestly, in my opinion. These tips are just things I learned. And I'm very interested to see what you guys find. Let me know in the comment section down below some little tricks you guys have learned, and let me know. Like, put them in the comment section, tell me some things you learned, and maybe we can even spark a cool discussion in the comment section about things we all have learned at about nighttime. And maybe we can even grow stronger together. Remember to have class, get that ass, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave an honest rating. It helps me out. It helps me know if I should make these kind of videos anymore. And yeah, if you want to stick around, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys later. Peace.